y'all, this is Silenx. Good night, good morning, good evening, whatever the time it is at your place. You're watching SilenxScripts and you're watching the series, which is web designing course. And this video is going to be entirely about CSS refresher. So if you don't if you couldn't understand the basics of the CSS, I'm going to go over the basics again one more time. That was loud. Anyway, so I was just saying that I'm gonna go over all the basic CSS, all the CSS that I've taught you until now. I'm gonna go all over that in like in a singular video. So yeah, one thing that this video is gonna be really fast-paced because I've already taught everything before. So if you want to go into some brief explanation, then you should go to the back to the videos, because I'm not gonna explain them like very briefly. I'm just gonna go over them, okay? Just the basics, just a refresher, so that you know what we learned till now. And it will also include all the properties that I taught you in box model. Anyway, let me just delete this as well. That's loud. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is, first of all, if you have any file, just delete it. We're gonna create new files. I'm gonna name it index.html. And I'm gonna create one more CSS file, which will be a style.css. Now, if you have watched my video thoroughly, then you might know in VS Code, if you go into your HTML file and then press Shift plus exclamatory mark 1 in your keyboard maybe, then it will give you autocomplete, which is Emmet abbreviation. If you click this, it will give you the HTML boilerplate. Now right click on your screen and press this button and press this option called Open with Live Server. Now if you're not getting this option, I don't know how you're not. If you're watching my videos like regularly, you should know about it. Anyway, I'm still gonna tell you how to get this option right here, open and stop with live server. You just have to go, you will be in the folders, go into this extension, then search for live server, and then install the first plugin that will appear. This is live server plugin. Install it. It was installed. It's kind of okay. It's installed for me, so I'm not gonna install it again. I can't really. I'll have to like install it and then install it. So I'm not gonna do that. But all you have to do is like just press on the install button that will appear right here, and the plugin will be installed for you. Now let's get into how to do CSS. Now, in the previous some episodes, like in an episode where I started CSS, I told you that there are three kinds of CSS. Inline CSS, which goes like right inside of the tag, where I can just do this and I can do color red, and this will be CSS. But this CSS is quite stupid to do and it will cause you headache. And the second type of CSS I told you about is using style tag in the head tag. Okay, in the head tag, inside of the style tag here, you can also write some CSS. Like I just wrote some CSS, some very basic CSS, but we're not going to do any of this because we're going to create a separate file of CSS and going to handle our CSS in that file. This is just good practice, and plus it will decrease so much headache for you. Anyway, so in that episode where I was teaching you how to do CSS, I also taught you how to like link CSS. Now make sure your CSS file is in the same folder as your index.html. Your CSS file shouldn't be inside of like this there's a folder and then your CSS file is like inside of not. That shouldn't be the case. Your CSS file shall be absolutely inside the same folder as your HTML. My computer's loud. Anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to link this CSS file to this HTML. How are we going to do that? We're going to use link :CSS. If you do this, Visual Studio Code will give you some autocomplete, which you can then press enter. And now you have successfully linked your style sheet, linked your CSS sheet with your HTML file. Now you see I put the name of the CSS file style.css because by default, when you do this autocomplete thingy, when you do the CSS autocomplete, Visual Studio Code by default gives the file name as style.css. So I just didn't want to change this here. I'm too lazy. That's why I named this style.css. Anyway, now this style.css is connected to our index.html. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple website with your name, whatever you do if you're a student or anything like that. And we're gonna also make a box which will contain all of our box model thingies, okay? So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to open this HTML sheet with live server. Let me do that real quick. I just realized this video is still going to be really big, even though if I am not going through everything thoroughly. Let me just open it. It takes time on my PC for some reason. I'm not on my actual PC. It's like 2 in the night, so I can't be in my PC. I can be on my PC in the day, but I cannot record in the day. I'm a student, so I have to do this like at night. So I'm on my laptop, which is not that powerful. But maybe your computer is powerful, so yours will open faster than mine. Anyway, so now we have this web page right here, and as I told you, this whole a white blank thingy is just this body tag. So we're gonna make a website inside of this, and now we have everything set up. So why not just let's get straight into it? I don't know if I phrased that right. Anyway, so in some previous episodes, I don't really remember what was the number of the episode, but I taught you about h1 tag, which is like heading tag. So we're gonna make a website. My name is Silenx, which is not my actual name, but anyway, it's like this is the name you guys know me with. My name is Silenx. Okay, so I've put my name. I'm gonna put some basic information about me. I'm gonna say I am a student and I like donuts, which is not true. I don't like sweet thingies that much, but we're not gonna rant about sweet things in this video. We're here to learn HTML, not to like bitch about something. Anyway, now I have put like some basic information, and make sure after make any changes in your HTML and CSS, make sure to be inside of them and press Ctrl+S or do right click and then save it before you can see any changes right here, because this happens a lot. Like I'm looking for some changes, like if I make another change, like if I do I am a guy, this won't appear like directly on my page. I will have to do something about it. I'll have to save this file. Now in Visual Studio Code, when your file isn't saved, you see this circle right here. This will disappear if I save my file. Like I'll just press Ctrl+S and you see that circle disappeared. And one more thing, if you make any changes in your file, this Explorer thingy shows you that you made one change in your file. In one file there is a change. So when you Ctrl+S it, then the change will, like the notification will go away. Anyway, I have put some basic information about myself. I am also going to be using a tag. Yeah, I told you about anchor tag as well. And the link to the website will be my own website, which will be http://silenx.vercel.app. My website here. You can link any website. You can link Google and any stuff like that. Yeah, so I'll just go to my website, but there's a problem that this website is opening in the same tab. We'll have to fix that, and I also told you how to fix that, so yeah, I'll just show you how to fix that in a moment. I'm gonna take this image because I need this image so that I can also show you how to use image tag. What will I do is I will put target is equals to underscore blank. Now what this will do is this will open this website in another tab, in a separate tab, and I have already taught you all of this in previous videos. If you haven't watched them, please go back and watch them. Anyway, the next tag is gonna be Img Tag, which will be image tag, and I'll give the source the one I copied right now, and the alt will be error message. I think it should not show me error. Yeah, I didn't. So yeah, here is your image now. Although I'm not going to sell it too much. I know this website doesn't look that good, but come on, at least it's something. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our CSS files and we're going to change some things, okay? I'm going to go into Visual Studio Code, going to open this side by side, and I also told you how to open files side by side. Just grab this file and then push it like to the extreme right, then it will open in like double tabs, I guess. And Visual Studio Code also provides these little badges which also do the same thing. Yeah, and you can drag easily here too. Yeah, the same thing. They just made things easier. This is a newer update. It didn't exist when I used to code before. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this h1 tag to some color. Okay, now I know the h1 tag. Now I have some options. I can directly type h1 and then target all the h1 tags in my entire HTML, which is absolutely not recommended. what you should do is give this h1 a class name or maybe a ID. Let's give an ID because this is like very unique. You can also give class name, it doesn't really matter. ID is given to unique things and class name is given to like something in bulk. If you haven't watched my videos, please go back. I have like what I'm gonna teach. I have all this information on the thumbnail, so just go through my thumbnails and see where I taught you about classes and IDs, about how to CSS target some things. Anyway, I'm gonna use class names for just so that you don't get confused. I'm gonna use class heading, and then I'm gonna copy this. I'm just gonna copy and paste it inside of the p tag because I'm really lazy. If you want, you can do elsewise. You can write your own classes. I'm gonna do para classes, which is short for paragraph. Some people get confused in this. Even I did when I started. About the anchor tag, I don't know if I need anything in anchor tag. Still, I'll give it a class of link, and then in the image tag, I'll give it a class of image. Now I have all the classes set up. Now I can easily target them in my CSS. Now what I'm going to do is target the heading tag, and then going to change its color to let's say dark blue. It won't make much difference, but I'm just showing you. It made the color dark blue. You can also what I can do is I can give it a border. Yeah, I should give it a border. 1 pixel solid plum. Yeah, this is a color. I didn't knew. When I started coding, I got to know that plum is also like actual color. And now you see it took all of it. Now don't come and ask me why this h1 tag took entire width it had. I have already taught you about that, and you should know it. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna change this 1 pixel to 2 pixels because it was too thin. Now it's a little bit bolder. Now I'll do border radius, which is also something I've taught you about. Border radius 10 pixel. It will make it a little bit sleeker. And I also taught you how to make it go in center, text align center. Text align is like if you ever used like Microsoft Word, it has align, and center means like same. If I do it left, then it will go in extreme left. And if I do right, it will go in extreme right. And if I do justify, it will just justify itself. I never knew what justify means. It's like even in Word, I never got to know what justify is. Now this website looks better than it did, okay? But what I'm gonna do is, I've already taught you about box model. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give it a little padding. And if you don't remember, if you might have forgotten, then padding comes between the actual content and border. So space will be given underneath this border. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna give it a padding of 5 pixel, and see, it gave it a spacing from the top and the bottom. It also gave it spacing from here and here, but you can't see it because of course my text is not that big. So I gave it a padding of 5 pixel. It looks good enough, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change something for the paragraph thingies, okay? Now we have 2 paragraphs, and we have given both of them the class of para. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give this ID of para2, and I'm going to give this ID of para1. So using this class, I can apply some of the CSS to both of them, and using IDs, I can apply CSS, specific CSS to specific one of them. I'll show you how to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give para a border of 2 pixels solid. I'm gonna use plum for the entire website. Plum. And now it also has taken like entire width. I'm gonna do padding 5 pixels, and then I'm gonna do border radius 10 pixels. And you can see it looks cool enough. I'm not gonna say it looks very good, but it looks cool enough. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do text align center. And now they both should be in the center. Yeah. Now they both are in the center. Now what I'm going to do is, this paragraph contains I am a student, I like donuts. So what I'm going to do is target its ID, which is para1. I'm just going to copy and paste it. When you're targeting IDs, you use hashtag instead of dots. Or periods, whatever you're gonna call this. It depends on where you live. And I think in UK you call it period or something like that. I don't really know. One of my friends told me this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna access this paragraph with this ID which I've provided it, and I'm just gonna say color dark blue. And for the para number 2, which is this one, which says I am a guy, I'm gonna give it a para 2. And CSS is case sensitive, so you have to put the same thing that you put here. And then I'm gonna give it a color of, what should I give it? Maybe brown? Yeah, let's do that. Now you can see, I'm not sure if you can differentiate the colors. Maybe now you can. These two colors are the same. I am a student has gotten, the first paragraph has gotten, I am a student has gotten dark blue color, as you can see. And the para 2, which says my website here, no, the para 2, which says I am a guy, has gotten the brown color. I wish you can see. Now let's come to the image thingy. I'm just gonna reset the zoom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a border to the image as well, so you can see how the image looks. Image. I'm gonna do border 1 pixel solid red. Of course this doesn't look that good, but it's fine. We're gonna give it a border radius. We're gonna make it like 2 pixels, and we're also gonna make it plumb. Then I'm gonna give it a border radius 10 pixels. Now it looks not that bad. It doesn't look good. I'm gonna say that. It doesn't look good, but it's not that bad. And you know one thing. What do you think will happen if I give this border? I mean, I gave this border radius like 10 pixel. What if I give it a million pixel? What if I give it like 100,000 pixels? What would happen? Rather than talking about it, why not let's just try it? Like, yeah, I would really love to try this. I mean, I have done it already. I'm just making you try it. I'm gonna do this 100 pixel, and now you see it's curving more and more. What if I give it 1,000 pixels? It's curving more. What if I keep doing this? Well, it cannot curve more than this, but at certain point, if I might have applied like correct CSS to this page, it could have become like absolute circle. Let me show you. In my website, this circle that I made, the red circle that you see around the picture is made using border radius 100. Yeah. So if you give like a lot of border radius, it changes the box into a circle. So that's an easy way to make a circle in CSS. Now that we have applied some thingy to the image, now I also taught you about width and height. So I'm gonna use width. I'm gonna say 50 pixels. No, that's too short. 100 pixels maybe. No, that's even smaller. I'm gonna do 500 pixels. No, that's too much. 3. It changed nothing. 2. Okay. Width 200 pixels, and by default image tag, or like any image tag in HTML, if you provided a width, then the height is automatically proportional to that. So right now this image is like 500 by 500 pixels originally. So if I give it a width of 200 pixels, the height will be automatically set to 200 pixels as well. I mean, if I customly set the height to like 500 pixels, then it will become a MATLAB thingy. But by default, it's the same as it keeps its proportion, so you don't have to worry about that. Now let's come to this A tag. The A tag looks quite depressing to me. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do dot link because it was a class. I'm gonna do color BC. What is this? What are these colors? These are quite different kind of colors. I don't know about all of these. Okay, I'm gonna give it a dark blue, and I also told you about font size. I'm gonna use like 20 pixels, maybe 50. Yeah, that seems good. Now there is a way to remove this line underneath, but I'm gonna tell that thing in later on episodes. But let me tell you that thing at least, I guess. Text decoration, and if you do text decoration none, then the line will go. Well, I will tell you about text decoration and everything like that, but in some further episodes. So for now, you just know that doing this will remove the underline from it. Now that we know we have a link, we have each and everything, I'm gonna give it a border as well because we have given everything a border. Why not him? I am not sure if maybe her. Who knows if this tag is a, sorry, I just got a burp. Who knows if this tag is a girl or boy? We don't do sexism here. Anyway, we've gotten this. I'm gonna give it a padding of 5 pixels. And what I'm gonna do is give it a border radius of 10 pixels. No, not 1 pixel, 10 pixels, sorry. Now what I'm gonna do is I want some space beneath these, between this heading and the first paragraph. So what I'm gonna do is go to the heading tag right here, and I'm gonna give it a margin. Now remember, margin is a space that is provided around the border. So I'm going to give a margin of 5 pixel, no, not 5, 50 pixels in the heading, So it will make a like a space around the heading from each and every side. Now you can also like go ahead and change the margin. Like I told you, if you write if you like put only one parameter, it's every margin, but if you put one more parameter, then this becomes right and left, and this becomes top and bottom. So you can also give 0 pixel to right and left, so it takes all the width it used to, but it gives spacing around the up and down. Okay, now this website looks kind of cool. It's not that bad, and yeah, I mean, it's not that bad, it's not that good. I don't really want to say anything about it. I have kind of mixed feelings, but other than that, I feel like quite cool. And I think we're gonna make another box. I think this is enough. Yeah, I don't want this refresher video to become like really long, because then what's the point of watching a refresher video if it's a long video? So yeah, I'll end this video right here. In the very next video, I'm gonna teach you about a lot of things related to text, like font size, font. I know I've told you about that, but I'm gonna teach you more things about that. I'm gonna complete entirety of font, like all the things that font exists, that is related to font, like text decoration, text lining, text aligning, and each and everything like that. I'm gonna cover that in the very next episode. So yeah. And in the previous episode, while I was going, I told you that I'm going to start like Java and Python courses. So if you want that, please comment down below. I am going to start them anyway, and they're going to run alongside this course. So this course won't be stopped. Don't worry about that. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, a sub would be really appreciated. If you do like my work, if you do understand what I say, if I somehow help you, and if I just am not able to help you, then I don't think there's a reason for you to sub me. But if you did, if you did feel like I helped you, then you can give us up to the channel. I will put a lot of courses on this channel, and if you're just a developer who just wanted to get a refresher, then you can like the video. That's also appreciated. And if you didn't like the video, if there was something off, then you can write that in the comment section so I can better myself the next time. Anyway, that was all I had for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you did, my name is Silenx. You're watching SilenxScripts. I'll meet you guys in the next episode. Till then, take care of us and family. Silenx, signing off.